Hey everyone, welcome back to our Kotlin series. Today we are diving into one of the most essential parts of Kotlin programming, list. Whether you are storing names, numbers or objects, lists are your go-to tool for managing collections of data. So let's jump right in. So first thing first, what is a list? So in Kotlin, a list is a collection of ordered elements. Think of it like a shopping list. You have items in a specific orders and you want to add, access or remove them as needed. So in Kotlin, list make it easy to manage groups of items. So you can work with them in a powerful and efficient way. Kotlin provides two types of list, the list and the mutable list. Lists are read-only, you can access and retrieve items but can't make any changes. On the other hand, mutable lists are flexible, you can add, remove or modify items as you go. So let's take a quick look at creating a list and mutable list. So first I'm going to create a list here and I'm going to use the list of method and I'm going to assign some string values. Okay. Okay, now let's create a mutable list here. And I'm going to use mutable list of method here. And I'm going to assign the same values here. Okay, so if you have noticed the difference, with my list we are locking those items. That means we cannot modify these items. But with the mutable list we can add or remove items anytime. So now let's talk about how to access element in a list. You can do it by using an index and also you can use the get method. So for example, if you want to grab the first item, you use index 0. So let's see how can we do that. Okay, so if I want to access the first item of this list, I will add the index 0 here and it will give me the apple value. Okay, and it is as easy as that. Remember, lists are zero indexed in Kotlin, so the first element is at index 0, the second at first index and so on. Now let's see how can we get that using the get method here. So we use the get method and we provide the index to this get method and it will give us the first index value here. Okay, you can use some other functions that will save tons of your time and make your code cleaner. We can use the first and last element as well. So let's see that. So here I'm going to use the first function here. So it will give me the first element in the array, and on the other hand we can use the last method here. So this will give me the last value from the list. So let's run this to see. Okay, as you can see, it has given the expected output. Now let's talk about some other methods. We can also use the contain method, which basically check if the value in the list exists or not. Okay, and here we provide the value. So it will give us the true value or the false value. So if the element exists in the list, it will give us the true value, otherwise it will return false value. And here we can use the count method, which will give us the length of the list. Okay, so let's run this to see. Okay, so as you can see, here it has given us the true value because the apple value exists in this list, and here it has given us the count of this list. So there are 3 items in the list, so it has given us the 3 value. So these were the built-in functions which make list very handy. So now let's talk about how can we modify mutable list. So if you are using a mutable list, you can go beyond just reading, you can update it. So let's add, remove or change items in our mutable list. Okay, so for that I'm going to remove all this code here, and here I'm going to add one more item here, and let's add date in this list. So it will add a new value at the last index here. Okay, so let's see how can we remove the item as well. So here we can specify the index number from where we want to remove the value. For example, I want to remove the value of first index, so I'll give the index 0 here, so it will remove the apple value. On the other hand, we can also remove the item by giving the item name as well. So if I give the banana value, it will remove the banana from this list. Okay, and now let's see how can we update the index value here. So for example, I want to update the first element value to apricot here. So this will replace the apple value with apricot. Okay, now let's print all these values one by one. So first we will print this value. Okay, and this will add the value at the last index, and if we print this list here, it will remove the first index from the list. And now let's comment this, and let's check this. Okay, and let's print this as well. Okay, so in this case it has removed the apple value, so the first value will be banana, so it will remove the banana value with apricot. So let's run this to see. Okay, so as you can see, it has first added the date value at the last index, and then it has removed the first index value from the list. Okay, so here it has removed the banana value and replaced it with apricot value. Okay, so see how easy it is to manage dynamic data with the mutable list. It is perfect for when your data is constantly changing. Okay, so in Kotlin you can sort list in a few different ways, such as by natural order or by specific properties in a list. So now let's see first how can we sort the string array here. Okay, and for that I'm going to use the sorted method here. So this will sort the elements alphabetically, so it will first show the apple value and then banana and then cherry. So let's store the result of this sorted array into a new variable. Okay, and I'm going to print the sorted array here, and now let's print this, and let's run this to see the output. Okay, so as you can see, it has given us the expected output. Now we'll see how can we sort the integer array here, and for that I'm going to remove this code, and I'm going to add the integer values. Okay, so first I'm going to sort this integer array here, and I'm going to so this will sort the list into ascending order here. Okay, and here I will sort the list into a descending order as well. So for that I'm going to change the name to descending result, and for that I'm going to use the sorted descending method. Okay, so now let's print the result here. First I'm going to print the ascending order result, and then I will print this value. Okay, now let's run this to see. Okay, so as you can see, it has first it has sorted this list into ascending order, and then it has sorted this list into descending order as well. Now let's see how can we filter list here. So for that I'm going to remove this code first. Okay, so I'm going to create a new list here, numbers, and I'm going to add a value. Okay, so here I'm going to get the even numbers by the filter method, and for that I'm going to use the filter method. Okay, so here I will put a condition. Okay, so this will return me all the elements from this list that has the even numbers. Okay, so here I'm going to print the result. Okay, now let's run this to see. Okay, so as you can see, it has given me all the even numbers from this list here. We can also filter through a list as well, list of string as well. So let's see that. So here I'm going to change the code here, and I'm going to make a list of words here, and I'm going to assign apple value. Here I will add the banana, and here I will add the cherry as well. Okay, so here I'm going to use the filter method. Okay, and in this filter method I will use a method starts with, so it will give me all the elements that start with B. So here I'm going to store the result of this filtration into a new variable, and let's call it result, and I'm going to print this result here. Now let's run this. Okay, so as you can see, it has given me the value that has started with B. Now let's see how can we use the ends with method. Okay, so this method will give me all the elements from this list that end with the specified letter here. So here I'm going to specify the Y letter, so it will give me this value. So let's run this. Okay, so as you can see, it has given me the same output here. So that's it for today's video. Hope you like it, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.